Hello, friends. David Roy Newby here, author of many books, including the national bestseller Beyond Billions, and founder of the Solomon Wisdom Society, the most exclusive fraternity for billionaires in the world. I am here today because it is Trillionaire Tip Tuesday, where you get golden nuggets of wisdom to massively improve your life based upon King Solomon's trillionaire teachings. You may know Solomon as a Jewish king that wrote Proverbs, Ecclesiastes, Song of Solomon. Yet what you might not know about him is that he built many business ventures and worth over $4 trillion in today's money. Today's trillionaire tip for you comes from two Proverbs. Proverbs 18:11, which is, "The rich think of their wealth as a strong defense. They imagine it to be an unscalable wall." And also Proverbs 23:5. "In the blink of an eye, wealth disappears, for it will sprout wings and fly away like an eagle." So the question I have for you today is, where do you put your trust? If it's in your money, you're on shaky ground. Riches are very unreliable and they can disappear. They can literally fly away like an eagle, just like that proverb said. So I personally know people who have lost 15 million, 56 million, and $120 million. And they've had that taken away from them very quickly by lawsuits, by bank shenanigans, by government, I would say, idiocy. Um, and I also know a family that lost $1.5 billion in 18 months. And that was of their $4 billion net worth. So imagine you spend your whole life, you build a $4 million net worth, and then in a year and a half, almost half of it is gone. I personally know families that have experienced all of those things. Doesn't matter the level of what you consider a lot of money. If you're Jeff Bezos, you might consider 1.5 billion like nothing. If you're worth $100,000 right now, the idea of losing $15 million at once might just really just seem crazy, devastating to you, and it is. And so I want to encourage you, there's no amount of money that will keep you secure. And if that's the case, where should you put your trust? Well, I'd encourage you, shift your focus away from wanting to get a certain amount of money in the bank to shifting your focus to trusting in God and wisely managing the wealth that you do have and your talents. Even if you only have $100 in the bank or $20 in your pocket, you hear all these stories of immigrants coming to America with $5 in their pocket, $25 in their pocket. No matter what's in your pocket, we all have the ability to serve each other and deliver value to each other. So shift your focus to delivering maximum value to others and serving them with excellence. When you make that shift, then you will always be attractive to money and to people. People want to work with people who always want to work with people who do things with excellence. So I want to encourage you, shift away from wanting to acquire a certain amount of riches and move that focus to greater service to others. I'm going to tell you a couple quick stories here. One is a very historical story. It's from the book of Genesis about this guy named Joseph. If you're Muslim, it's also in the Quran. Joseph was a dreamer, and he had all these amazing dreams of doing great things one day with his life. And his family doubted him, and actually his brothers hated him because he was such a dreamer, and they thought he was, thought he was all full of himself and prideful. And so what they did one day is they were going to kill him, but they decided instead to sell him into slavery. So Joseph spent 13 years in slavery and in prison. And literally overnight, just how riches can disappear and fly off to the sky like an eagle, overnight Joseph was put in charge of Egypt's economy, which was the largest economy in the world at that time. And actually his dreams came true. He oversaw a period of amazing wealth and stored up a lot of food and grain and other things for this drought that was to come. And so his wisdom enabled him not only to save millions of people in Egypt, but even all the surrounding countries. And so, Joseph told his brothers, "Look, you sold me into slavery, you meant it for evil, but God meant it for good." And so I myself have actually been working on a project for 13 years. I put over $1 million into it, which growing up as a welfare kid, that was a decent level of investment for me. And I'm just now launching it. Now, the fact that I've taken all of these actions in faith and I've never let go of the dream Now I've been introduced to 130 billionaires in the last year, and actually I'm getting introduced to uh, I would say 10 of the most influential billionaires, including some of the richest. I'm not going to name drop here, but um, literally some of the top 5 billionaires by net worth in the world. I'll be being introduced to in the next couple of weeks. So again, I don't say that to impress you. I tell you that to encourage you. No matter how big your dream may be, look at delivering massive value to others and just keep taking steps towards that dream and that vision, and it can become a reality. So, in closing, today's trillionaire tip: do not put your trust in riches. Instead, put your trust in God and shift your attention to delivering massive value to the marketplace. That includes your spouse, your kids, your boss, your employees, everyone around you, your friends. Just look at maximizing the value you give them and serve them from a place of love, not from a place of, I'm going to help you because I want you to help me, but just serve them from a place of love. And we live in an abundant universe that will come back to you. Everything that we reap, we sow. So if you reap generously and serve others with excellence, that will come back to you generously. So that concludes today's Solomon Trillionaire Tip. Leave me some comments below. I'd love to hear your feedback on this. And what are some ways that you're going to focus on delivering more value to the marketplace? And what are some shifts you're going to make in the way you look at where you put your trust and where you get your value from, your validation? Thank you for your time, friend. Shalom and bye for now.